The next stitch that we are going to add to our embroidery sampler is this blue stitch. This is called a blanket stitch. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So you want to start with your thread on your needle, right? It has a knot at the long end. And same as all of the others, I'm going to start on the back side. So this is the front, this is the back. I know that this is the back on mine now because it has all of these knots. And I'm just going to push my needle from the back through to the front and pull it all the way through until the knot catches. Then I am going to kind of move a little bit diagonally. So it's going to look like I'm making a diagonal line. I'm going to poke it through from the front to the back about over there. And I will pull that through again, but I don't, it's going to get knotted if I'm not careful. I don't want to pull it all the way tight so that it makes a straight line like that. I want it to be kind of loose because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to push my needle up from the back through, I don't know if you can see, from the back through the front, through to the front, in a way that's kind of in line with both this point and this point. And when I do that, instead of it making that straight line, it's going to make kind of like a backwards L shape. So it's gonna, this thread is gonna keep that curved. And I'm just going to, once again, just like keep repeating that. So I'm gonna go at a diagonal from front to back. I'm not going to pull it all the way tight because if I were to pull it all the way tight, it would do that and it would make it a diagonal line instead of that L shape. And then I'm just going to kind of eyeball it in a spot where it seems like it's in line with both this point and that point. And I want to make sure that my needle is on the upper side of the thread so that it catches it and it keeps it in that L shape. I'm going to do that slowly one more time and then I'll fast forward through the rest. Okay, so I came up over there. I'm going to come back down through the front to the back at that diagonal, but I'm not going to pull it super tight because I want to kind of hold it over here and poke from the back to the front at that point. And then go like that. And as I go across, it will have that sort of L, backwards L effect. So I'm gonna fast forward through the rest of it as I finish it all the way to over here. And then I will stop and just review how to tie a knot on the back of it. Okay, so you can see that I actually ended this a little bit different right now. This piece is, I'm not pulling it tight because if I were to pull it tight, right, it would be that diagonal line, which is not how I want to end this stitch on my sampler. I want it to kind of be in that L shape. So what I'm going to do to keep that L shape, I'm going to come back up. This is only for your last stitch. I'm going to come back up. I'm going to, at the point where I would have before, so in line with both of those two, right? That one and that one. And I will pull through. It got caught on the back. There we go. So I'll pull through, and then I have my blanket stitch, and now it's on the front side, right? And I want it to be on the back side so that I can tie it off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just poke it down right next to where I pulled it up so that it kind of looks like there's no actual stitch there. And then I'm going to pull that tight, and then I will end on that sort of L shape, right? So now I can, this is going to be the front, right? And it's those weird little L shapes. And then from the back, it's just these sort of lines. And then I'm going to tie it off the same way that I've been tying them off. So I'm just going to hold this kind of tight, right? And bring my needle around and through. And then I want to, this end is starting to fall apart. I want to bring my knot down, so I'm going to use my finger to just kind of hold it in place as close as I can, and then pull it. And I can take my scissors and trim the tails for this. And remember, I don't want to get too close to the knot because I don't want it to come off. And then I am done with my blanket stitch.